California, Texas, Florida, and the states that have been donor states traditionally will get far closer to the dollar that they deserve. That's a great question, Webb. Yes?
The Morrison Institute at Arizona for Public Policy at Arizona State University, as you know, that's kind of a left of center, group. But they actually did a statewide poll of Arizonans, and the results showed that among Arizona residents, felt that the biggest problem in this state was illegal immigration, and that total trumped beating out jobs, their concern about the economy, and education issues. Arizona voters felt that if we solved illegal immigration, that would then help those other issues, jobs, economy, and education. And 81% of all the parties polled stated they approved of all of the provisions as written in SB 1070. You're running now to represent the entire state of Arizona. You've got 81% of Arizonans who support the provisions of SB 1070 as written. And as you know, our own Senator Russell Pearce, who authored that. Should he run for re-election again, could we count on you both endorsing him and supporting him?
His decision to run for office is his own. And that's all I'll say.
You could count on your support, yes or no? Just a yes or no?
Probably not. Probably not. I'll be honest. I'll be honest. Probably not. I think Arizona has paid a disproportionate price for illegal immigration for years, and we continue to. Incarceration costs, criminal justice costs in general, education, health care, because we don't have a secure border. And that's the federal government's fault. Far be it for me to criticize Arizona or its elected officials for trying to solve the problem that the federal government has not. The problem with what's going on here, with SB 1070, the state is trying to do what it can, and I understand that. The problem is Arizona and other states with illegal immigration problems don't have necessarily a problem with catching illegal immigrants. It's what do you do when you've got them? Because we have due process. And right now, if somebody is caught on the street and they've committed no other crime than having crossed the border illegally, then they're taken to a judge. That judge says, you're released on your own recognizance. They wait for a court date six months hence. That's renewed. And the average person is here for 3 or 4 or 5 years. And then they have paperwork to be able to work because their case hasn't been adjudicated. So the real problem isn't rounding up illegals, it's what do you do when you have them? And so it's a complex problem, but what we really need, and I've been at the federal level trying to get comprehensive immigration reform.
No.
Comprehensive meaning?
No.
Listen, meaning border security. Listen, hear me out. Meaning border security, meaning interior enforcement, meaning a guest worker plan. I agree with Stan on that, or I'm sorry, with Ann on that. But the problem is, we have, as Senator Kyle has said, we have been down that road and it is a dead end. Nobody will trust the federal government to move ahead on any of the other issues, the interior enforcement issues, for example, until the border is secure. And right now we have a good situation in that we have an example of where it can work. The Yuma sector of the border, 88 miles there. We have operational control. You can ask the sheriff, Ralph Ogden there, you can ask the others. We have operational control, which is defined as if somebody crosses illegally, you have a reasonable expectation of catching them. The Tucson sector, on the other hand, which is a longer border, more difficult terrain, we don't have anything close to that. All we have is the Obama administration and a Secretary of Homeland Security that's trying to convince us that everything's good and fine. It isn't. It isn't. And in order to move through with the other items, and I think all of you know, and Van pointed out that part of the problem is those who overstay their visas. Nearly half of those who are here illegally didn't sneak across the border. They came legally and have overstayed a visa. And so we need to certainly, have border security, but beyond that, there are a lot of other things we can do. But in order to get to those other things, you've got to have better border security, or nobody will trust the federal government to move beyond.
So where's the comprehensive part of what you said?
I'm sorry?
Where's the comprehensive?
Well, the comprehensive part, what we really need right now is how we've solved it in Yuma is a comprehensive solution on the border, meaning that you have better resources, more manpower, better fencing or walls where it makes sense, but then also sure and swift punishment for those who cross illegally, particularly the second and third time.
But this
And so
comprehensive, what are you going to do with who's here illegally now?
that we're going to have to wait on that until we have better border security. That's